This is my review for the Doctor Who Series 6, Wave 1A, 11th Doctor with Stetson. Not really too much of a big difference between this figure and the standard 11th Doctor figure. Main differences that you will see are, of course, here in the shirt. This figure actually features only a standard white shirt, whereas the 11th Doctor figure actually features the red squigglies in the shirt. The other difference that you'll find is going to be, of course, the head sculpt, featuring the Doctor with Stetson. So there we go. As you can see, pretty good likeness of Matt Smith. Pretty good detail on the Stetson, I think. They actually went and included the headband, and I can't really get in for the detail on there, but it actually has a pretty good detailed headband there, and I think Character Options did a nice job on that and putting the care into doing that. Another thing that this features is, of course, the Doctor's bow tie, which looks a little darker here, but it's actually the standard red maroonish bow tie. And, of course, the detail, I think, is a really nice touch as well, is in the tweed jacket. You can actually see the detail and actually feel the texture of the tweed jacket, which is nice. Also features the accurately colored elbow patches. And this figure actually only comes with one accessory, which is the standard open 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver. So that's right there, that's what it comes with. Now, this figure actually features an open hand, which is nice because you can actually just fit the sonic screwdriver right in there without much force at all. Hangs onto it pretty tightly as well. I like that you don't have to put too much force in it, because some figures, you have a hard time getting the hand open, putting the force in, you're afraid you're going to break off a hand, or you're going to break a joint, or even breaking the accessory. This one here, not too much to worry about at all. So that's a really nice touch. Another thing that this figure actually features is peg hole in the foot for a standard display peg stand, which is nice. But I think it's not really necessary because these are actually pretty well balanced figures. They stand pretty much well on their own, balance themselves out nicely. I have glass shelves that I actually display my figures on, so I have a little bit of an issue with vibrations in the wall and easily knocking my figures over. These figures, I do not have much of an issue at all with them falling over. So when I say they're pretty well balanced, they are pretty much well balanced. You don't have to worry about them falling over by themselves too much. Another nice thing is the articulation. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the arm articulation here. We'll go ahead and pose that. As you can see here, you can actually turn the hand completely around. So that's easy to pose. Standard elbow joint right there. Of course, we can actually move his arm. Actually can spin completely around, as you can see right there. And, of course, articulation right there in the shoulder. This one actually features articulation in the waist. So you can actually turn him completely around if you need to. Leg articulation. And that leg actually, both legs actually spin. Standard knee joint. Two things, though, that I sort of have an issue with on this figure is that, number one, there's no articulation at the ankle. So you're sort of stuck with how you can pose his legs. Of course, you can always turn the leg, but that sometimes sort of looks a little odd. The other issue that I have with this figure is actually the articulation in the head, in the neck joint. The head actually, I'll show you right here, can't actually turn that much at all. So you're sort of limited to the poses that you can actually do with this figure. Now, you can also get creative and turn him at the hip if you need to and get those poses that you want, but I think it would have been a nicer touch if you could actually turn the head to get maybe a sideways pose, or just something out of the ordinary from the standard staring on pose. But other than that, I think Character Options has actually done a pretty decent job with this figure, and actually their recent line of the Doctor Who action figures, and looking forward to seeing what they come out with the new series. So yeah, there you go. 11th Doctor with the Stetson.